The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's going on, Octo Nation? Today we're going to look at IPOC. IPOC, not IPOB, but IPOC, and well, maybe both. We'll talk about the other one too. But we're going to take a look at it and dive in and see why was this something that he picked, a target? I mean, the previous Chamath we got was, we look at like technology industry breakthrough stuff, right? Like stuff that can change things, Facebook, something big like that people are involved with. Big technology that kind of does always have a cool factor. I think his last two are totally missing both of that. Neither are disruptive whatsoever. Neither have a cool factor whatsoever either. So were these just a kind of buddy deal that he's just doing to be buddy, or was this all about money? So he could just pull out some quick mills here and boom. The guy's got a reputation. Is he doing this to get full circle though? Is he doing this to not only appeal to the rocket lovers out there or the people who still like Facebook, or is he trying to wrap around his portfolio and grab the whole market with this? I think he's kind of doing a little bit of all that. I do. Regardless, I think I speak for the big crowds when I say that most of us wanted more rockets, but instead we got Medicare. We got insurance, government mandated and regulated insurance. I mean, man, I don't know. But then there's the fight and the argument that says, but of course, Chamath, he doesn't look at the cool factor. He also looks at important things like earnings and proven track records. And then, right? But when you look at that stuff, you can see that that's not true either, right? So this last company, as far as their numbers are concerned, they don't look too good to me. Okay? Net loss is skyrocketed in 2019. In 2018, it's $200 million, let's call it. 2019, $363 million net loss. So why do you pick this? I don't know. Here's another financial statement that's in the same filing, and I went over everything. This one is showing that they do have a little bit higher year-over-year growth rate. In 2019, they said they grew 31%. This year, they're projecting 38%, which to me doesn't sound that good with what happened in March. I'd feel like if whatever happened in March, they should almost at least 2x-ish what they did last year. They've only gone up 7% last year. With what's going on, you'd think that there would be more people trying to get into this new thing they're doing, right? Because of medical? Because there's lots of people out there, no matter what age, never used to have health care or even paid attention to it. And now they're finally got scared, especially the people trying to get on the Medicare stuff, and they finally dove in. But they still only saw 7%. But then they're saying in 2021, they're only supposed to go up 30%. I'm also a little conflicted with the numbers because they're showing, it's because they haven't shown them yet, that's why. So again, in 2019, they're showing a $364 million loss. In 2020, they're just not showing anything yet because it's not the end of the year. But you could tell from the previous slide up there that they're already losing a lot. And on the show, you'll probably have heard me talk a bunch about the fact that I usually do not care about companies being profitable. Why? Because I usually invest in companies that are on the way up. They've already done the homework. They've already done the hard, confusing stuff. They've got the product. They've done a couple of bigger, smaller sales, but they're ready to break more sales, and they're ready to skyrocket. At that point, they should be still bleeding out money, but it's good because they're ready for the run-up. However, I still just have trouble wrapping my mind around this thing because I don't see that. I don't see the proprietary of this. The only thing I can find that they're preaching, of course, like everyone else in this techie internet type of industry, like for insurance, for lemon, all that stuff, is they say they have AI. Everybody's got AI, dude. Every business has AI set up. But what do you need to create the best AI in the world? Data. The more data you have, the better AI platform you can create, pull from, and have it learn from, right? These guys are new. I mean, do you really think big, huge companies like Humana and United Health, do you really think that they don't have AI? Proprietary AI programs. Of course they have AI, man. But they have probably 400x the data. They're monster giants. And I'm not just trying to, I tried, at first I was going to do a parody video almost on this, but then I was like, dude, I got to give them a fair advantage. I really dove into it. I was like, I have to, right? You know, if I got to stay real about everything. I did find something really rad though. Walmart, I didn't even know, has these new places called Walmart Health. I don't even know, these like little micro hospitals or something, like little emergency cares, or are they like after hours clinics or whatever? Dude, go Walmart, right? But here's the deal. Walmart and Clover Health team up to offer Medicare Advantage plans. Boom. So that's huge. So Clover is now paired with Walmart. So this is massive. This just so happened to come out yesterday. I think that's perfect timing. I think it is. So I could see this as a massive catalyst. This is something huge. If I don't, now here's the deal, is I couldn't see anything that said like 100% penetration contract or anything like that. So this doesn't mean that just because Walmart paired up with Clover doesn't mean Walmart won't pair up with all the other people. Will they? I'm sure they will. Why? Because why wouldn't they? Clover doesn't own the space at all. The other big boys do. So Walmart would be nuts if they didn't bring on the other people. Unless Walmart already owns a bunch of Clover. But still, I don't see that happening. I could see that this article here from Fierce Healthcare was paid for and written to kind of sound off that way, but I don't see anything proprietary or singular about it. They paired with them, which is great. Congratulations, that's cool, but that just means they're going to accept the healthcare, right? As far as I can tell, that's all the information I know. And if anyone has any more information about any of this or has a better wrapping around the healthcare that are maybe in it, please let me know in the comments. I'm trying to still wrap my mind around the whole thing. I'm someone who doesn't dive into healthcare stuff because I don't ever need to go. I don't know. Insurance, is a joke for the most part. Whether it be bank or health insurance or whatever, I don't ever want to clutch on it or believe in it or believe that they're ever going to totally have my back on anything. So around 500 million of the proceeds from this SPAC deal will go to existing Clover Health investors, a roster that includes GV, Greenoaks Capital and Sequoia. That's a big chunk of change. 500 million of the proceeds are just getting handed to previous investors. That's big. What separates this from the real big boys like Humana or United? That's what we already talked about. For AI to properly work, you need one of the most lucrative assets in the world right now, which is data. Who has the data? Big boys already have it. You could write the best AI script in the world, but if you don't got the data, how long is it going to take? Trends also change too, I don't know. Regardless, though, the only other thing that they were pitching heavily in the prospectus is that they're just like going to charge a little bit less. But then if you see there's still projected income on it all, to me, I'm just going to say that it's still taking advantage of old people. It is what it is. If they're like their projections, and they're basing this valuation of like 3.4 billion or something like that, 4 billion-ish. If they're really, the projections they're showing are really that high, I'm all for companies, again, making money, but I think with the healthcare industry, it changes for me. And that's one of the other reasons I don't like investing in health stuff like this, because, dude, it's still taking advantage of people, I think health needs to be way more regulated. I know I just pissed off a lot of doctors or chiropractors, whatever out there. That's a different chiropractor, but I'm talking about like the big medical stuff. No, man. How much do they charge for like a single aspirin or whatever? I don't know. I still think the whole industry is totally jacked up. I just don't like it. I don't want my hand in it. You know, because there's still people that can even get on these programs that still have to pay a lot of out of pocket for pills or certain things that are not covered or their deductibles or whatever. And it's just still way too ruthless for me. So they're losing money. It's a government controlled thing. Is this the lamest SPAC target ever is my question. I don't know. I don't think it's the lamest. I think CCX's new target could be the lamest or the worst. Do you guys remember the video I was talking about that? CCX's new target, that they're, instead of Topgolf, which would be kind of cool, they ended up going with something that was like helping to, that helps, a business that helps train employees for businesses that's like bankrupt, in the middle of bankruptcy. That one I think is worse of a deal. This one's actually, I'd say out of like a 0 to 10, let's call this one a 2 out of a 10 deal. I think it's bad. I think the evaluation that they're putting on it is crazy. I don't see anything proprietary whatsoever on it. That's why I like actual things you can touch, too, because a lot of times you can have patents on that thing you can touch. You actually have a product. This is just, why can't someone else, if they are doing something neat, why can't the big boys come and just copy whatever they're doing neat? I don't think they're doing anything neat at all. I think they're just new and just undercutting everyone. But I don't know. Like I said, I try as far as I can research. That's what I have found. So what do you think? Do you think Chamath is doing this deal just to be rub elbows with somebody? These past 2 deals, I think. Like, what? Why didn't you get something rad? I don't know. Can you guys not see that Chamath is a salesman yet? Sell me on it, please. I want to know if I'm missing something because I just don't see it. My prayer right now is that GIX, please, announces Firefly already. We need another rocket for SPAC market. We need something rad. People are, as far as the stock prices are going, people are getting a little bit burnt out on the EV thing. They just are. It's not my opinion. That's just the fact of the prices. Price action like that. Right after Nikola really was going down. That's when everything flipped. So we can blame it on the media that made him look bad, Trevor, or we can just blame it on Trevor. I don't know. It's kind of about time anyway, but I don't care. The right one, the right awesome rad thing to come out, I think it's still going to do good. Like, if Rivian came out. Come on, Rivian, get with the SPAC already. And so what we're going to do now is, I thought we'd look at a couple targets that I think I and many probably others were kind of hoping that he would have gone in a direction, and like why I think a lot of people try to go with him and follow what he does. I don't remember how I found it or why I was on this article, but I was here and that's what stirred this video in my mind. This was BlackRock leads $50 million round in hydro panel startup Zero Mass. I was like, hydro panel, what is that? And then BlackRock, right? Y'all remember BlackRock? Did you know that they work for the White House right now? Can anyone name other places BlackRock's been correlated with some of the stocks or stuff we talk about? So what's a hydro panel, right? BlackRock is making good on its pledge to focus on sustainability by leading a direct $50 million Series C1 round for zero mass water, which makes hydro panels that collect water from the atmosphere. I was like, dude, that's super smart. I know how to do like the Boy Scout way, where you just need like a tarp and a bucket, maybe a rope and a stick, maybe a rock. And I know how to pull water from the atmosphere, so why couldn't someone else figure out how to do it a better way, right? Does anyone know how to do it the Boy Scout or Girl Scout way? Duke Energy saw this too, and I was like, can you guys name, when we've talked about Duke? Duke, D-U-K ticker, also participated in the round, which saw both Breakthrough Energy Ventures and Material Impact Fund reinvest. So far, Zero Mass has raised a little over 100 million, including the current 50 million injection, according to the CEO founder, Cody Friesen. BlackRock, BLK, will have a minority stake in the company. Materials analysts founded Zero Mass in 2015. The Scottsdale, Arizona-based company Hydro Panels and Minerals ozonate the liquid and store it so that it can be used for drinking and cooking. So they pull water from the atmosphere. They actually add minerals. They add calcium and magnesium, which are important, which is good. Then they also ozonate it, which is basically, it's something that naturally happens, but what happens is stuff gets oxidized, and what it does is it kills germs. So that's what that means. Ozonate. They ozonate the liquid. They just make sure that they kill the germs that are in it, usually with like UV lights, stuff like that. So you can use it for drinking, cooking. Friesen said a standard array or two panels produces 4 to 10 liters of drinking water daily. It's almost as much as I drink daily. Zero Mass has installed panels in 45 countries, including Mexico, Australia, Dubai. It employs about 100 people. Zero Mass began fundraising in September. Negotiations with BlackRock grew in December. Transaction above because of what's going on in this ravaging economy. This caused some deals to be retraded or pulled. BlackRock, however, stayed on the course. The deal closed May 8th, but Zero Mass delayed, announcing we wanted to be respectful of the social justice, blah, blah, blah. So let's take a look at it a little bit more. But first, let's talk about Duke. Remember Duke? So this is a workhorse video we did. Clearly, we have been evaluating that, and that is part of our long-term strategy. Shares components from other suppliers. The 6 prototypes we delivered to the United States Postal Service all had hub motors. Hub motor technology from Lordstown Endurance. They also did a partnership with Duke, that's them, is above and beyond infrastructure. They can operate within our channel partner world and side by side with our channel partner. We can't talk about other things right now as they aren't publicly available. But as we found with this whole Duke thing, the way I'm interpreting what they're saying through other things we've read is I think Duke is helping with the charging of the United States Postal Service stuff. So Duke is gonna be the ones that are gonna set up the physical chargers. Like maybe ChargePoint comes in and hands them to Duke. Duke buys 1,000 ChargePoint chargers at one time. Duke sets them up. They run the utilities for them, and they're going to put them at the United States Postal Service, right? So Duke's going to come in and install them all at the United States Postal Service. So when the workers get done with the day, they can go plug it in right at the work, because that's what they do with the vehicles of the United States Postal Service. They all drop them off at the yard at the end of the day. So let's now take a look at this source. Perfect drinking water created from sunlight and air. Look at this. They look like solar panels, right? You just set them up. The only thing I wasn't able to see is like how the water is pulled out of it. I know that it creates into like this reservoir. So I'm sure that there's like maybe a hose system, or maybe the frames they're sitting on, maybe the water can actually run through those and then down to like a hose to wherever place to store it, right? Perfect drinking water for your business, school, hotel, business. Perfect drinking water for your home. World's first renewable water supply. See, this is crazy. So the sunlight comes in, turns a thing, whatever happens in here, and then it ends up with water in the reservoir. I think it's absolutely amazing. You know, they've been on Inc., Wired, VentureBeat, and Business Insider. But check this out. Meet the hydro panel. Drinking water, self-contained, elegant design, delivers water directly to tap or faucet. So yeah, you basically pipe it into a house. You pipe it into a house and then to a pump, and then the pump will put it wherever you want. Cloud connected for monitoring and optimization. So they got the software play. I don't know if it's a monthly thing or whatever. So it's a technology that incorporates multiple patents. They got patents on it. Innovations alongside proprietary trade secrets, making it a one-of-a-kind renewable water technology that uses the power of the sun to extract clean, pollutant-free drinking water from the air. Collected water is then mineralized for ideal composition and taste, making premium water quality drinking water and readily available everywhere. Solar panel hits this completely off grid. Okay, so that's the thing too, is you don't need electricity to do this. So okay, so it is like, it's like a solar panel built into it too. So you could literally just like throw this in your backyard and then run a hose to your bath. Oh, time to take a bath. How awesome is this? Just run it to like above your stove, so right above your pot, and just turn the thing, turn it off. Hand straw in ambient air and push it through a hydroscopic or water absorbing material that traps water vapor from the air. The water vapor is extracted and passively condenses into liquid that is collected in the reservoir. Then minerals are added to make it perfect. I think this is so dope. But like, why couldn't he do something like this, man? He's shown here, graphs, we can go in this for days, but you can see kind of here how it's used. Like, I don't know, this looks like Arizona or something here. This person has 2 panels on top of their house. I'd love that, dude, and just pipe it down to your kitchen or something. But here's like a farm. Can you imagine for the farms, like that Kentucky farm thing? If they just like threw these up on the roof of that Kentucky farm, solar panels and then these things, and then just have them like into drip lines that just automatically water the tomatoes. Man, I can just see this being huge. Indoor, and here's an indoor growing, it looks like maybe some stables for horses, right? So you got horses, this just continually just keeps their trough full of water. I think it's incredible. And they're big on talking like, in Baja Hondia community in Colombia, they've got stuff going on, and they got so this primary school in Johannesburg, South Africa, they just set this up there. And then here's another place in the United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, in a safari. Oh, they got a desert safari camp. That doesn't sound too fun to me, but in the middle of the desert, I don't know. But at least they got water now. I mean, I think this is massive. Or imagine like military stuff or whatever. Anytime you're mining, like the mining guys, they're mining in the middle of nowhere. They need water. Remember, that's a big problem for miners, not having enough water to clean the stuff they're pulling out. Imagine if they had a half acre, an acre of these things set up, and they're self-sustaining. Power. Get this: 2 hydro panels can remove the equivalent of a car's worth of CO2. So they're also cleaning the air. How is that not awesome? I think it's pretty awesome. What do you think? Why can't you go with something rad like this? I don't know. Here's another one, and I'll stop here because we can go on all day about this. But we got Boston Dynamics. Y'all heard of this? These are the dudes that make these ridiculously awesome robots here. These robots pretty much do it all. These are those ones that guys will like fight. Like they have one that is for like military stuff. You can fight the robot or whatever. But it can drill, it can open doors, it can, Anyways, there's tons of awesome applications for these robots. And this is just another thing that I think would be just an absolute killer SPAC. What do you think? So what do you think of the Boston Dynamic thing? Think that'd be cooler? I don't know. What do you think about these water solar panel things? I don't know. That's just kind of the direction I was, hoping dude might try to go. Something that's gonna break technology, break something open. And he's the guy that could do that. He could make a big change and do something like help people out. Even the water thing. I mean, imagine even like Detroit or whatever, too. They still haven't fixed the Detroit water problem. Nobody is fixing that Detroit water problem. Why can't they just buy a bunch of those and throw 2 on everyone's roof? Boom, you got drinking water, right? I don't know. Why is it such a big deal? Because it's all about games, right? Otherwise, they would do something about it. Meek Smith said something I thought was kind of neat. He said, hey, never lose hope in a company that's considered the elephant in the room. My 100 shares are up 600%. This is about CleanSpark. It says, keep hope and faith alive. This is the company of 2020 and beyond. I just thought this was, just something good to take in. He's totally right. I mean, companies that are the elephant in the room, the big boss daddies, right? who cares if they go down a little bit? It's just part of the game, right? I talk about protect yourself, still protect yourself and all that, but it's just good to keep in mind too. I think, was it like 2 days ago or whatever, when SPACs went down again and people just freaked out. Just one day. And I'm just laughing, picking up, seeing what's on sale. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know. Protect yourself, but, just be aware of the big picture here. Stuff really is not bad whatsoever. It's volatile, but one day, that's it. 1 day and a half. Stuff pretty much rallied today, at least for me. I don't know, for the most part. Can you check the anonymous, Jose Cruz said, hey, can you check the anonymous lawnmowers if it would be public someday? Gays. Y'all heard of that? I've actually looked those up before. You think I should do a video on gays anonymous lawnmowers? I think it'd be cool. Let's look at Hyliion. So this ended up breaking this bottom channel that we had drawn in here. Just draw that across. What happened? It wanted to come back down to this gap. It smacked the top of the gap, didn't fill the gap. So, technically it still would at least refill this gap and come back. Let's draw this other line here down to 25.74-ish. If it hits there, that should be about it, man. It could still keep going down to 18, I guess, if it really wanted to. I don't know. Are we half off yet? Yep. Remember what I said about half off? I think half off is the new target for big volatile spike runners, like the big C we've talked about. GP, right when we got about half off, things started to turn around. Why? Because probably people like me only buy non-SPAC stuff usually when it's at least 50% off. I'm not going to touch it unless it's on sale for 50% off or more. What do you think? Look at the SPY, did it turn around? I think so. Trump came out and saved a little bit and said, all right, well, we'll kind of look at it. Maybe we'll give a little bit more money or something. I don't know. Yeah, so we just had this bleed down yesterday. It just kind of came up again. We're still above this channel. Again, if we can stay above this all-time high line around 338, that's very good. But will we do it is the question. I don't know. I think if... Just imagine if they just forget it. Everyone's getting $2,000 a month for the next 6 months. What would happen? What would really happen in the stock market? I think it'd fly for many reasons. We'll just have to wait and see. I am going to be paying attention a little bit more to what Trump's tweeting about for sure, though, because we have to. It's part of the game, right? We definitely need to. Still, let's all pay attention to this and keep each other's back on it. It looks decent, but it still looks pretty shaky. This is still a nasty run. This is still a pretty parabolic up. It went up pretty darn fast, and then we still have this gap, this massive gap at like 330 that we didn't fill, and it probably wants to get refilled at some point. So just be aware of it. Don't forget about the hedges, or how to protect your account. Don't forget my video what to do when the stock market's going down. When we're kind of up like this might be a decent time to maybe get at least a little bit of the inverse ETFs. Just reminding y'all, might be a decent time. They can go down a little bit here and there, but at least you're protected. If we really start going down or it tries to fill this gap, you're still making money. So some of your stock's gonna go down, but then you got this hedge is going up. So don't forget about that. Any other plays you guys want me to take a look, guys or girls want me to take a look at, please let me know down in the comments. If you haven't joined our Patreon, please do it. I'm still sliding you guys deals way early. New information on entry stuff. Dude, it's gonna be good for you. I'm doing this all day long, trying to find little cool stuff for y'all to jump in, or new news, new stuff that's hitting. Join, we've got a great community. Eventually I am gonna do a separate Discord from it, mainly because the platform on Discord, the communication and stuff, it's kind of like StockTwits, where like my computer freaks out. Like, I don't know, I just can't ever get the Patreon to like run right for more than 20 seconds. It just starts roboting and freaking out. I don't know, we'll just have to do that eventually. What do you guys think? Would you get on the Discord if we did that? Octopus Money Multiplier Discord or something? Okay. let me know. Please share this video with your friends. Greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do it. And please give us a thumbs up. Take care.
Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.